Grateful for that. Let's get to Old Trafford, shall we? Where Manchester United drew with West Ham. It means Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side only need a draw on the final day against Leicester to finish in the top four.
Yeah, we've given ourselves a great opportunity. We wanted to go into that game needing to beat them to get into Champions League. Now we're okay with a draw. So, but we'll go there to win. Because there's no chance.
Is needing a draw almost dangerous?
Yeah, so we'll go there to win. You'll prepare us. You always do that. Go and win the game.
So, Dean, you heard him saying they're not going to play for a draw. Got to go and play for the win. It's perhaps not the result that United would have wanted last night, but if you'd offered Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a draw on the final day would get you into the Champions League, he would have bitten your hand off for that at the start of the restart, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think probably. I'm sure he will have mixed feelings because he would have felt like last night was an opportunity missed. I know West Ham have been in great form and tend to up their game against the better teams, and you know, I thought they were always going to be hard to break down last night, West Ham, but still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have expected his team to win that game. But you're right, it's in their hands. They've got to go to Leicester, and I would never expect a Manchester United team to ever go and attempt to just draw a game anyway. I don't think that's, certainly in his time at Manchester United, that's never been the way that they've approached games.
You have to go back to September the 14th for the last time they're in the top four. So how much of an achievement is this for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Well,
I think he was certainly under pressure, that's for sure. I think clearly Fernandes coming into the side has changed the mood within the squad. Greenwood's come in and been fantastic, so that's almost like a signing in itself. And so I think he's really found the starting 11 that he wants, and he's kept to it as much as he can, albeit I'm sure it's going to be difficult because of the amount of games that they've played, including the FA Cup. But I think he'll be really pleased, not only with where they are, but in the style of football that they're playing. They are now very, very enjoyable to watch, and that's something that won't be lost on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Let's pick up on one of those players, shall we? Your area of expertise in the emergence of Mason Greenwood, 10 goals for him in the league. Does this make Ole Gunnar Solskjaer perhaps rethink his summer transfer plans?
I think it does, yeah. I think what he's achieved since coming in and the way that he's gone about it, it is like, you know, it's like having a 50, 60 million pound player. He's been that good. Obviously, there's going to be pressure on him, whether he likes it or not. He's playing for one of the biggest football clubs in the world, but he seems to have handled it really well. I think the manager clearly believes in him, and the way that he sort of dripped him in and out of the side and tried to, you know, take the pressure off as much as he can. But he's a star. There's no doubt about it. The way that he, you know, combined with Martial and finished, as he has done with most of his goals, just been quite outstanding.
We know Gareth Southgate is a big supporter and a big promoter of youth as far as England is concerned. Is there an argument that the delay to the Euros actually has given Mason Greenwood an ideal opportunity? Do you see him this time next year having been England's hero at a European Championship?
I think what's difficult is we've seen it so many times with really young players that come into teams and do well straight away. Then the opposition will start to learn what you're about and you know, compensate for that and make it difficult for you. And it's about mentally, can he cope with that second season when there's a big expectation on you as a player to perform? Teams know what you're about. I think that's going to be the real cue to this. And I think you're right. I think that extra year for Gareth Southgate to look at him under the pressure of that second season, I think will be crucial. But I think he's more than good enough to cope.
The debate has been about who leads the line, who's the number 9 for Manchester United, Rashford, Martial, or now Mason Greenwood. Explain to me exactly what attributes you need and why do all three of them seem to want to do it?
Because it's the best position to play. Because I think if you look at Martial and the way that he's now playing as that centre forward and how Manchester United want to play, it's that being on the last line of defence when the build-up's being played in front of you. It's being able to find the gaps in between the defences. I think Martial's very, very good at that, and that close control that he's got when it's fired into him, I think, is crucial. And it's almost as if it's like he's felt a pressure that they're going to go out and get a centre forward, and this is his opportunity. But again, I think he's one that's benefited from that quality of Fernandes and Greenwood coming into the side. And for me, the other two, I think we'll have to wait, because he's earned that right at the moment to be the number 9 next season.
Yeah. At the back, are there still question marks for you?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's clear in some of the recent performances. The goalkeeper's a big issue for me. Obviously, stuck by him again. Romero probably feels as if what's he ever got to do to get that real run in the side. And when you're at a huge club and the games are so big and the scrutiny is so massive, you can't keep making mistakes. He's obviously had the plaudits over the years because he was magnificent, but he keeps making simple errors, and that puts pressure on your back four. That when they're not confident of the goalkeeper behind, I think that affects the back four, and it has done in recent games.
OK, as for West Ham, that draw means they are now mathematically safe. David Moyes says the result actually was a bonus for their season.
We always knew there was a period of games that would give us a chance. I've got to say this was one which you would have said that you wouldn't have, it would have been harder to get points from. So obviously coming here and taking a point was good, but there's a slight tinge of disappointment with the way we played in the second half, that we couldn't go on to get a second goal.
So Dean, your old team avoided relegation. What does the future hold, do you think, for David Moyes?
I think he's got to be given the chance to bring in his own players. I think he's come in twice now and effectively saved the club from any danger of relegation. I think, no matter what we say about the style at times, certainly in recent weeks, they've been great to watch. Plenty of goals, look a real threat on the break and look more solid. So I think it would be unfair to really judge him without him being able to bring in his own players and then see what he can do next season. Because if you look at some of the performances in recent weeks, it hasn't felt like they've been in a relegation battle. They've been by far the better team in a lot of the games. Even last night, they were the better team in the first half. But it's about getting rid of the bad runs that they go on. Losing games that really, if they were to dig in and be more organised, they shouldn't really lose. The inconsistency of West Ham is just so frustrating.